will be Dr. Prerna Srivastava, and Bhagyashri ma'am will chair the session. Over to you, ma'am. Bhagyashri ma'am, over to
Hello
you.
everyone. Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. You are audible.
Okay. So, hello everyone. A very good afternoon. Welcome to the 11th day of FTB. I am Bhagyashri Dadich, going to chair today's session. So, the title of today's session is, one second. Yes, text mining, data visualization, and computational analysis. Today's schedule as follows. At 1 to 2 p.m., from 1 to 2 p.m., we have Dr. Prerna Srivastava, who will talk on text mining, data visualization, and computational analysis. And from 2 to 3 p.m., we have Dr. with us, who will talk on. Is Dr. Prerna Srivastava, Assistant Professor of English at PU. She earned her doctorate in English from Jaipur National University in 2018 on negotiation of contemporary culture in the selected plays of Mahesh Satani. She has more than 14 years of experience in academics. She is going to give us her valuable knowledge on today's topic. Handing over to Dr. Prerna.
Thank you, Bhagyashri.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon to one and all present here. I'm Dr. Prerna Srivastava, Associate Professor in Poornima University, Jaipur. Today, I'm going to talk about the text mining, data visualization, and computational analysis. And the bigger frame is the AI within the social sciences and humanities. So before I start with the presentation and the discussion on the topic, I would like to extend my sincere thanks to the organizing committee for giving me this opportunity to just share my insights and understanding on the given topic. So I would like to share my presentation first of all. Just give me some time. I hope it is visible to all. Anyone please reply. Is it visible to all? That screen?
Yes, ma'am. Visible.
Yes, ma'am, it's visible.
All right, thank you so much. So, as I already mentioned, that the topic of today's discussion and the session is text mining, data visualization, and the computational analysis. So, we are beginning with the contents part. Here in the major section, that is we are covering here with the definition and history of digital humanities, text mining, and data text pre-processing part, main methods in social science text mining, lexical resources and data visualization, and computational analysis. However, more slides have been included under these major heads. So we are going to talk about this digital humanities. When we speak this word digital, it connects with the technology. So how technology meets subjects like literature and history and social sciences. So it's all about improving how we research and learn. Think of it like a big library, but it is available online. So the challenge is how much information we can figure it out to use all these digital resources in a smart yet scholarly way. So, in other ways, finding the right books in a giant library is all about this digital humanities. So before we start with this text mining, I would like to take your attention a little bit towards this text analysis that you can figure it out, mentioned in the figure, which connects so many theories like theology and religious studies, literary and linguistic studies, philosophical studies, law, historical studies, and performance studies. Not performance exactly, law. So when we talk about this particular diagram, we have to understand what exactly is text analysis. So this is the origin when we talk, it's like somewhere in the Middle Ages and expanded rapidly in the 20th century. The researchers, especially in the social sciences and humanities, looked at a broad spectrum of techniques for analyzing the text, especially through the newspapers and many more texts like that. So text mining deals with the computer science, where text analysis is all about like in social sciences and humanities discussion. So what is exactly text mining and how we are going to deal with that? So text mining processes typically include information retrieval and application of advanced statistical methods and natural language processing, such as part of speech tagging and syntactic parsing. So text mining also involves name entity recognition, which is the use of statistical techniques to identify named text features such as people, organizations, and place names. So, which is this ambiguation, which is the use of text contextual clues to decide where words refer to one or another for their multiple meanings. Here, it's a very popular term that is sentiment analysis that belongs to the psychological studies, which involves extracting attitudinal information such as sentiment, opinion, mood, emotions from the various texts. So text mining also involves more basic techniques for acquiring processing data. So these techniques include tools for web scraping, crawling, for making use of dictionaries and other lexical resources that we are going to cover in the upcoming slides. So the convergence of text mining and social sciences. In this slide, we could see that finding the juncture of social science and technology, social scientists are employing text mining tools, weaving a connection between computational and social science methods. Specialists are utilizing these tools to explore social phenomena, nurturing collaboration across disciplines. This convergence symbolizes a dynamic synergy, amplifying social science research with computational proficiency. So the integration of tools from both domains marks a new era of comprehensive and interdisciplinary textual analysis. So the key aspects of text mining. So as we could see that text mining where we use smart techniques to understand words in a computer. Imagine teaching the computer to recognize people, organizations, and places. We even help it understand the feelings behind words using sentiment analysis. So techniques like this ambiguation make sure it gets the right meaning and we gather process data using important methods or easy methods like web scraping, crawling. So it's like teaching computers to understand and feel from the text which is mentioned. Philosophical logical consideration in social science text mining. So in social science, there are different ways of doing research. One way is the traditional method, where you start with a theory, make a hypothesis, and then test it. But when it comes to text mining, which is understanding big amounts of written information, this way becomes a bit tricky because language is complex. Another way is starting with data and then making theories, which sounds easy but is rather tough. For good text mining in social science. So the best way called abduction is like a back and forth journey between theories and data. This way seems to work the best for text mining in social sciences. For example, think of it like solving a mystery. You have clues in the form of data, theories in the form of ideas, and you go back and forth until you find the best answer, just like a detective in some kind of story you have. So, moving towards the next slide. That is the main methods in social science text mining. So, what kind of concepts we have, that analysis method we have in the social science text mining? So, we deal with many methods, especially these are the thematic analysis, narrative analysis, opinion mining, metaphor analysis, and topic models. So in the thematic analysis, it's like finding the main ideas or themes in a story or some kind of text. So narrative analysis is dealing with studying how a story is told. Imagine looking at a book or movie and figuring out how the story unfolds. Opinion mining deals with like understanding people's feelings or opinions from what they write. For instance, if someone says, I love this project, so we know that the connotation or the statement is having a proper positive opinion. So metaphor analysis is like finding hidden meanings or comparisons in a language. So in a way like time is money. So it's metaphor comparing time to money. So topic models are like, these are like sorting information into different categories. Think of it like putting similar ideas together in a big puzzle. So it is very, very important to understand before moving towards this text mining techniques. So this slide deals with the text pre-processing part. So in this text pre-processing, as we could see, there are few channels we go by, like tokenization, stop word removal, stemming, lemmatization, and normalization. So under this tokenization, we prepare a small unit in a form of, like, tokenization is the process of breaking down large blocks of text, such as paragraphs and sentences, into smaller, more manageable units. As we could see in this slide, like, I see a cup of coffee, so I see a cup of coffee. All these words have been broken out in a form of small units. Stop word removal deals with the commonly occurring words in a sentence. So, as we could see in this slide, this clearly mentioned that to analyze data and build NLP model, here NLP stands for natural language processing models. So these words can be, abstract to come with a linear occurrence, so might not add much value and the meaning of the document. So what they do, they remove stop words. The removing stop words can help us to focus on the most important information in the given text in order to improve the accuracy. And the important part of this stop word removal is to reduce the training time required. The next part of text pre-processing is stemming and lemmatization. So here both are quite similar, but they deals with a different section of the parts of speech. So stemming is a simple and practical approach that involves cutting off the ends of words with the intention of obtaining the correct root form. So, for example, adjective, noun, pronoun, many more things are there. So, in order to get the basic form, root form of the word, that is stemming part does. And in lemmatization, that deals with especially those verbs and be form of the verb. For example, like car, cars, cars, with the plural ones, and this cars showing the apostrophe with the similar ones. So they're dealing with the be form. And here normalization is like when we normalize text, we attempt to reduce its randomness, bringing it closer to predefined standard. So this helps us to reduce the amount of different information that the computer must deal with and therefore improves efficiency of our work. So the goal of normalization techniques like stemming and lemmatization is to reduce inflectional forms and sometimes derivationally related forms of a word to a common base form in order to get the proper analysis of the text mining. So this is the pre-processing of the plot. Now we are moving towards this lexical resources. So in this lexical resources, it's like in text mining, it's like having a spatial toolbox for understanding words in sociology. So, for example, it's dealing with the dictionary method, semantic and network text analysis, language representation. So, little bit I would like to light upon this dictionary method. It's like thinking of this like using a dictionary to find words related to a specific idea. For example, if you want to know about hate speech, a dictionary method helps us to find words connected to that concept. So if you want to know something about happiness, we know there are n number of synonyms for like joy, pleasure, etc. that shows the happiness in the dictionary. So the limitations are also associated with this method. They might not cover everything. If you want to study a unique sociological idea, we might need to make our own dictionary in which we can include all possible words which exist. Specifically, not those jargons too. So semantic and network text analysis deals with the decoding the action and the actors in a social story. So for example, if you read a news article, we can use semantic analysis to figure out who is doing what, like who is helping or harming. So that particular statement deals with that semantic part. Language representation, it's like capturing the hidden meaning and cultural vibes in the words. So if you look at how often words appear together, it's like creating a puzzle, sun and shine. Often appear together, showing they are related. So lexical resources help us to unlock the secrets of the even any kind of social, it could be sociological aspects, could be psychological. So it requires here the slide. Next slide talks about little bit more details about that. in which we have discussed these very important words like WordNet, layered resources, linguistic inquiry, that is LIWC, and this category application. So here in WordNet, that I would like to more focus on it. This is like a superhero of our word tools. It is having n number of words. WordNet shows us how words are related, like a family tree for words. So in social science, WordNet helps us understand roles and relationships between the words, among the words, like who is connected to whom. However, LIWC, that is linguistic inquiry and word count, this tool is like a detective. It counts words and their categories. We have more sections related to that particular part, especially that ethical practices, ethical consideration, which will be covered in the upcoming slides. Now we are moving towards the second aspect of the particular topic, and this is data visualization. So, as we all are aware that data visualization is the graphical depiction. So, what is graphical depiction? It is like showing that information, data, facilitating the organized segregation of data through visuals. Could be like graphs, maps, and charts. So, utilizing various visualization tools, it presents data in a unique and comprehensible manner, making it accessible to individuals without a technical background too. So this method enhances the understanding, this concept in fact, enhances the understanding of complex data sets and ensures that the information is communicated effectively to a diverse audience, not exactly the one who's studying that particular state, even though beyond that. So when we talk about its usage part, so it's like turning complicated information into the form of pictures, imagination, to have a better way. So let's moving towards the next slide. What are the tools we use for the data visualization? So the tools, majorly like simple tools when we discuss, that are Excel, Google Sheets, Adobe Illustrator for the beginners, but in a bigger way, Tableau, Looker, Zoho Analytics, Sexane, IBM, Click, Sense, Domo, Microsoft, Power BI. These are the major ones, and you require exactly some kind of training to use in your concepts, especially when you're working for the data visualization. So familiarity with the popular data visualization tool like Tableau and Power BI is crucial for the researchers these days. And these tools offer user-friendly interfaces and advanced functionality, allowing the scholars, even the researchers, to create visually appealing and interactive graphics that enhances some kind of data in a way you wanted it to be represented in maybe in your research paper or in your work. So presenting this data visualization's final remark that deals with like data visualization is not just about reporting results, but it is a continuous process that aids in refining research questions, making them more precise, and discovering unexpected insights. So here is the next one, that is the computational analysis. It has the definition and its evolution. So computational analysis is like using super smart computers to look at really complicated information and figure out what it means. So it's a fancy way of studying things using the power of computers, how we are like, imagine you have a huge pile of books and you want to know what they are all about without reading each one of them. So computational analysis is like having a super fast robot computer, you can say, that can quickly scan through all the books, find patterns in the words, and tell you what the main themes are and what exactly you wanted to look for. So integration of AI, artificial intelligence into that, imagining making the computer or a system even smarter with AI. It's like giving the computer or a system a brain to learn from the pattern it finds. So with AI, the system can predict what might happen next based on it, what is exactly learned. If the books are about history, it can predict future events related to history. So this is the capability and the power of integration of AI. So when we talk about machine learning for predictive analysis, Machine learning, which is a part of AI, helps the computer learn and make more predictions. So, if the book are about animals, machine learning can help the computer predict which animal might be in the next set of book it scans proficiently, brilliantly. So the next point comes with the natural language processing for advanced text analysis. So let's talk about this NLP. It's like giving the computer the ability to understand and analyze languages just like human do. So with NLP, the system or the machine, whatever we are making, can read and understand the words in the books, even if they are written in a complicated way, as we have discussed how this text pre-processing works. So this helps in figuring out the feelings, that too sentiments, expressed in the books and categorize them based on the themes. So computational analysis with the power of AI and NLP is like having a super smart robot researcher that can quickly read, understand, and predict things from a massive amount of information. So it makes studying and researching much faster and more precisely. So when we deal with the computational analysis, it is important like computational analysis like having a super smart helper for historical and language studies. For history, it helps researchers process loads of historical data quickly. Imagine a historian having a super fast assistant that can spot trends and connection in old records, revealing new things about the past. So, what a particular person may take maybe more than 2 years, it can do within 1 or 2 days, depends on your proficiency, how you retrieve the data through your system. So in language and literature studies, computational approaches use fancy tools. Easy tools could be like to study how language and literature change over time. It's like having a language detective that can analyze lots of text, find subtle language details, and show how language and culture are connected with each other or one another. So it's basically making studying history and language much faster and in a more interesting manner with a with an accuracy as well, we could say. So what exactly are the processes we can have in the computational analysis? Here, this is the class of methods we are discussing here. Basically, that is statistical model that we discuss and the domain assumptions. So, two things: statistical model assumptions and domain assumptions are like the rules we follow when doing math on data, or it's making sure that our calculations are accurate. However, domain assumptions are using what we already know about the topic to analyze it. It's like bringing in our own knowledge about the subject. We have a lot of tools here for computational analysis. So the major tools, as we have mentioned, that advanced 5 tools, that is Python and Jupyter notebooks. What exactly it is? Python is a versatile programming language with extensive libraries for data analysis and visualization. So Jupyter notebooks provide an interactive environment for combining codes, visualization, and text. So conducting statistical analysis, natural language processing, or creating visualizations, we generally use this Python. This R stands for R is a statistical programming language used for data analysis and visualization. It has a rich ecosystem of packages for various statistical and graphical techniques. So statistical modeling, data visualization, and exploratory data analysis can be done through this tool, Tableau. So this Tableau is a powerful data that we have already mentioned in the data visualization toolkit as well. So it allows users to create interactive and shareable dashboards without extensive programming knowledge. You can apply or use it. So creating visually appealing dashboards to explore and communicate data inside. Next is the NLTK, that is Natural Language Toolkit. So this Natural Language Toolkit is a Python library specifically designed for working with human language data. It provides tools for text processing, classification, and linguistic analysis. So text mining, sentiment analysis, and language pattern recognition all could be done through this NLTK. That is very, very important toolkit. Jeffar. So this JEFA is an open resource network analysis visualization tool which is widely used for exploring and understanding complex relationships in network data. So analyzing social network structures, visualizing connection between the entities, all could be done through this particular toolkit. So these tools cover a range of functionality from statistical analysis to the data visualization and natural language processing. So which caters to diverse computational analysis. And it is a demand of the especially in like social sciences and humanities. So moving towards the next part, that is the computational analysis, especially in the social sciences. So when we connect computational analysis, social science, that is the term comes with the found data versus design data. So it is very, very important field when we connect computer with the social science. It is computational analysis, and it is actually important idea in the field. So how it works like design data, when we talk like design data is like information made specifically for research. Imagine us person or a researcher creating a survey to learn about people's habits, social media handling habits could be, you can say. So found data is slightly different from this given data. It is the information not made for research originally, but this social media post, people share things without knowing someone might study. It is something like that. So the data that is available, data is specifically designed so that both the streams are there. So in computational social science, there is a big change comes. Instead of mainly using data design for research, there is a rise in using found data. So this is something important to understand. Instead of creating lot of primary data, the data which is available but left without any having research on it, people have started using those bulk of found data under this head, computational social science. So next slide, under this computational social science, deals with the major digital transition under this computational analysis of the digital one. So in this slide, we will discuss that how computational social science is not just showing things, it's a big shift in how we understand the world, how we have changed our perception towards looking at the things. It's like moving from using movie film cameras to digital cameras. So we cannot ignore the origin, but it is important to just identify the need, how we have to use the things. So we might lag behind it. It's like bit like how X-ray head doctors see inside our bodies better. So immediately we could compare this way to the computational social science, helping us study society in a more advanced way. But our main goal is studying society stay the same. So that is very, very important that we need to be upgraded, but in a very ethical manner. So like upgrading from paper maps to GPS. We still want to reach the same destination, but the journey becomes more efficient and insightful if we follow that ethically, all the given paths. So as I have been talking about the ethical considerations, and now we're moving towards the next slide that deals with the ethical considerations. So ethical considerations like in all the three parts, when we want to include this, that could be like text mining, data visualization, and computational analysis. So I would like to continue or cover all the three major topics in terms of managing this ethical part of it. So when we mine through vast textual data, we must be mindful of privacy and consent. So, like reading someone's diary, if we are reading someone's diary, the person must be, make them aware about it. Or that's the level of sensitivity we are dealing with. We should manage that thing respectfully. So, respecting individuals' right and ensuring data anonymization are paramount under this ethical consideration of the text mining. However, data visualization ethics deals with the visualization is like very, very powerful. But it is our responsibility to think that the painting of a picture of a society must carry accuracy in some aspect of the matter. So, misleading visualization can create false narratives. So, ethical considerations involve presenting data truthfully, avoiding manipulation in your personal interest. So, we have to be really careful and honest about it. Managing with other, that is the computational one. Computational analysis, we should not forget that algorithms are not neutral. So they learn from historical data, biases can creep in. So it's like teaching a child what they learn depends on the lesson we provide to them. So therefore, we have to strive for fairness and transparency in our analytical processes. So in a way, when we deal with this ethically part, we should always remember that honesty in reporting findings, ensuring diversity, inclusivity in the data, and protecting vulnerability populations should be at the top priority when we perform any kind of research in which we include text mining, data visualization, and computational analysis. Even irrespective of them, apart from that, these things should be taken care of. So each step we take should be grounded in respect, fairness, and a commitment to the well-being of those impacted by our work. So to sum up, we should ensure that our research not only advances knowledge but also it does so ethically and responsibly. Leading towards the conclusion, so I would like to conclude this particular topic in a way that adding a few terms to make it rather simple to understand. Like text mining is like a new spice in a sociological research, which adds a flavor, but making us think about how it blends with the traditional methods. So I wanted to ask that we should not forget the traditional methods because that text mining has come and we should take up more computational way. We should add the traditional methods also, but one should know that what kind of paste we are going to develop. So researchers using text minings wear many hats, from chefs preparation data to architects designing models and judges validating results. Next part deals with the transparency is key. Think of it as sharing the recipe so others know exactly how you cooked up your findings. So make sure that your findings, though in which you have done a lot of efforts, you blend many more methods, you included text mining, you added a software presentation, you have taken a help of objective methods as we have discussed, but make sure that it should have transparency so that others who wanted to conform or follow your path should be able to do that. So small choices in how we handle data or set up models can totally change what we discover. So make sure that what you are presenting should have, you will be able to authenticate or generalize them. So the recent ones like sociological things should be taken place. Make sure that everyone, whatever you are serving to the forthcoming researcher should be reliable, and people may not start, showing that the lack of trust towards that robot. So, in other words, I could conclude that learning text mining, data visualization, and computational analysis in social science and humanities is like gaining a powerful set of tools for understanding our world better. But it's like having a magnifying glasses for text, turning them into gold mines of information. With these skills, we can paint vivid pictures of data, making it easier for everyone to understand complex ideas. Computational analysis, on the other hand, is like having a super smart assistant that helps us uncover hidden connections in our society. So, learning these skills is not just about technology, including technology in our work, but it's about gaining insights also that can shape a brighter future for all of us and bring a kind of revolution in social sciences and humanities studies. In this acknowledgement section, I would extend my sincere thanks to Mr. Harsh Anand, Director of EBA Operations Growth and Modernization at Providence Health and Services, USA, for his invaluable contribution towards this presentation. These are some references I have utilized while preparing this. I would like to suggest all the upcoming researchers to please read an introductory book of text mining published by Sage Publication, and this guidebook for the social sciences, again by the Sage Publication. So these two books are very important in terms of learning text mining. Webinar presented by Sage Publications as well. A few research papers have been studied in order to bring out those conclusions and the matter for the presentation. Apart from that, a number of studies have also taken place. So that has not been mentioned here in the references. I would like to present my thanks to them also. So thank you all for your time and engagement. All the participants who are interested to ask questions are further requested to post your questions or concerns on my email ID that is mentioned here, or they can message me on my mobile number, that is 8742811741. So all about that this particular presentation. So before I wind up, I would like to again do a kind of recapitalization, just main ideas, wanted to reread what is exactly main ideas behind this text mining. Text mining is a subset of natural language processing that involves extracting valuable information and patterns from large volumes of unstructured textual data. That is very important to understand. It is unstructured textual data. However, data visualization deals with the continuous process that helps in defining research questions, making them more precise, and discovering unexpected insights, bringing them in the form of graphs, charts, and presentations. Computational analysis is a multifaceted approach that leverages the power of computing to scrutinize and interpret complex data sets. So, including all these social scientists are adapting, especially text mining tools for their projects in order to bridge the gap between computational and social sciences. So, this is the next upcoming field for the various researchers who are working, who are associated with like psychology, geography, English, humanities, social sciences, to blend your work with these toolkits as presented in the present research and make their research more comprehensive, more presentable, and something to be shown in front of the world that such kind of research can take place even in India as well. Because like when I was preparing my research, this particular presentation, I specifically find out a very less researchers are available, maybe on internet, on this.
Thank you, Dr. Prerna, for a very second session. For the second session